This show is brought to you by Rotary International. Service above self.
Hallo und herzlich willkommen zu einer neuen Sendung von Ahorn TV. Wir haben den zweiten Teil von Uwe Boll für euch vorbereitet. Also, dann wollen wir gar nicht die Zeit verlieren, weil das Interview war recht lang und wir werden auch bis zum Ende durchziehen. Dann sage ich jetzt schon mal Tschüss, bis zur nächsten Woche. The interview is in English. Bye bye.
Downloaded the movie and it has a lot of fans and never paid for it. And I feel like, okay, here you can give back a little and you can support Postal 2 because without your help as the fan or whatever, there will be no Postal 2. Because to be honest, I'm just not Bill Gates or whatever. I can spit out $2 million, make a movie and recoup 200,000. I had that a lot of times. Darfur, about the genocide in Darfur, I didn't recoup even 10% of the production budget. A huge 7-figure damage for my private wealth. So, you know, like if you think about it, like, and I'm not super rich, right? So I cannot just doing this as a hobby. So I need to cover myself and I need that 500,000 from Kickstarter or I will not do Postal 2, period.
So it's really up to the fan.
Absolutely, and this is the reason I didn't went on Indigo. There are other crowdfunding sites, and they pay the money out to you. Even let's say you want 500,000, but you raise only 50,000. You still get the 50,000. But I don't want that. If I don't reach the 500, I don't want to make the movie. I cannot make the movie, and I will not make the movie because I still have to put $1 million on top to make that movie, and I will not do it because maybe I was in error. Sometimes I think we are now on almost 40,000 collected after a few days, right? So, but it's not enough, and I feel like okay, maybe there are no Postal fans, or maybe I was wrong in all that years, or maybe the people don't want an politically incorrect movie. What really goes for it, right? So, and maybe people are happy with if Jay Leno makes a joke, or Letterman makes a joke, or Jon Stewart makes a joke. Maybe this is enough for the public in America to say, you know, this is a satire we want, where nobody really gets hurt and nobody really starts thinking and nobody really will maybe correct mistakes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Now, Uwe, tell me something. Crowdfinancing. I mean, there are two ways, as we have noticed in our research. You can donor for a movie, or you can be actually an investor of a movie. What's the difference, and what would you personally prefer as a filmmaker?
Yeah, look, on Kickstarter as an example, it is like you have different price ranges you can buy in for, and like whatever, $20 you get a DVD signed by me or something, or $50 you get a DVD and a Blu-ray and a poster. So, but you can also donate $10,000 on Kickstarter, and you will be on set playing a part, or you be my co-director for a scene or whatever. So you get different prices. They're all listed in the Kickstarter column. But it's not allowed to say you pay 10,000 and you get revenues. You participate as an investor because then it's a tax problem, what comes up with the IRS in USA. So if you want to invest more, you have to contact me like in person, basically. And then, of course, I'm looking for cash investors also. They say I put 100,000 in, but I want 5% of all the revenues from Postal worldwide, you know, and I'm absolutely open for investors, but I cannot post this on Kickstarter. And if you really see the columns, like what we do for what amount of money, it costs money. So the 500,000 I would get, I would say I have 100,000 costs, because if you can imagine, I have to send to hundreds of people in the end, DVDs, Blu-rays, posters, T-shirts signed by the actors. I have to invite people for dinners with the actors. So there's so much stuff for me to deliver back to the fans who participate in donating money that it's actually real work. And this is one of the reasons I said also, I just cannot do it under the 500 because from the 500, I have only 400 for the movie. 100 will be actually the cost to reply to everybody and send the stuff out what they paid for.
I mean, you obviously got already a signed off script?
No. So we're working on the script right now.
Working on
yeah, but we have a story and we have like commitments of like Lindsay Hollister, Jackie Toone, Larry Thomas. So they are coming back as actors. Chris Coppola plays his evil twin because he died in the real movie. So we have tons of actors that want to come back. So, and a commitment from the video game company, Running with Scissors. Vince, Desi is supporting the movie. Today we got Trauma Pictures supporting the movie. So we have support. We have a rough idea about the movie, but the finished script I cannot write without that I know the 500 are collected, to be honest, because I have to structure the whole story, where we shoot, what we shoot, and also how many people buy the $10,000 investments with how many people want to be in the movie as extras or as mini actors or stuff like this. I have to put that in the movie. No, but for example, when we talk about Kickstarter in general, if you see now, Sylvester Stallone collected $250,000 on Kickstarter for a project right now. Spike Lee collected $1.5 million. The Veronica Mars movie collected $5 million. James Franco collected money on Kickstarter. So it's not like, in the beginning, Kickstarter was more like for amateurs or people that want to make the first movie. Whatever. So, and now it turned into a real financing tool for professionals, because as soon you go a little arty or as soon you go a little against the normal mainstream stuff, even people like James Franco need money. And, you know, like, I don't know how wealthy he is privately. Maybe he can just pay $5 million and make his own movie. But everybody thinks, okay, you know what, like, why not having the fans participate? And the other point is also, of course, it's also a promotion tool. People know about Postal 2 based on the campaign now on Kickstarter. And we will maybe, when Postal 2 comes out, just sell more DVDs or getting better deals for the movie because you already promoted it with a Kickstarter campaign. So I see in crowdfunding a real alternative. But of course, millions of people want to do it now. And now you as an investor or you as a fan, you are there on Kickstarter and there are like so many products listed that you don't know in what you should invest. Means like the old days where almost everything got financed on Kickstarter are completely over. So now you have to marketing or you promote basically the shit out of your project in the internet and everywhere, in the press, everywhere you can. I did, I think, with the Darfur movie, Rampage, Stoic, Auschwitz, I did a lot of political driven movies in the past few years. And these are the movies I want to do. Right. So, I mean, it's not that I would not do a poor commercial genre movie if it's financed and I can earn money and I have fun to shoot a movie. So I would always do In the Name of the King 4. I mean, In the Name of the King 3 is in post-production now, right? So I would still do that kind of movies to also live. Yeah. So, but these are the kind of movies I want to do. Are the political driven, like Assault on Wall Street, that kind of movies are the subject matters I'm interested in. And this kind of movies also I'm able to write. I never can sit down and write a 100-page script, Blood Rain 4 or something. I'm not interested in it. You know, this is really harsh to say, but I cannot sit down and focus for weeks writing something what I'm absolutely not interested in. If I just have a script, Blood Rain 4, I can shoot it. Yeah. You know, like as a director, I have no problem to shoot it. But but this is the kind of transition is, I think also, I got more and more political interested in the last few years after the bailouts happened, because I think we are overall on the wrong track. By the way, there's the cappuccino machine making a noise.
That's good. So
it's going off right now.
Your coffee is really good.
So and I follow German politics, of course, right? More as I follow Canadian politics, to be honest. But
why you take it more serious, the German politics and the Canadian politicians?
No, but I grew up in Germany, and I, of course, have a totally different connection because I'm German. I'm not Canadian, right? I'm a Canadian resident, and I like Canada and I like to live here and everything. But if where you grow up is where you come from, and there's like so, but. The reality is we all know that election will end up with Merkel will do a big coalition with the Social Democrats again, what she did before, and the political results will be 4 more years of the same. See now live telephone saying, yeah, I'm giving an interview for TV right now and you are live in it. So, okay, so I call you later back or what is it? I call you back when I'm done. Perfect, bye.
So we talked recently about, for example, the Church of Scientology, which is very strong in Hollywood, you know, and one of the latest ones, After Earth, then you know with
Oblivion, Tom Cruise, this kind of sci-fi movies.
The World,
yeah.
All these kind of sci-fi because you know Church of Scientology,
Hubbard's sci-fi
exactly.
books,
yeah. Why is that some sort of target of yours? Why do you think it's? I mean, do you think the movies itself are bad, or is it just this content, the stories?
No, I think that these are it's two questions basically in once, right? So I think the one thing is we will not really parody movies in Postal 2, but we will have a lot of like fake TV, like all that reality TV stuff, right? First thing I wrote like Honey Boo Boo Must Die. You know, like I don't know if you even know Honey Boo Boo or the stupid like the Duck Dynasty retards, right? I mean, like the problem is that we have now people in TV, they turn into heroes, but they are dumb pieces of shit. Like this is what they are. The Duck Dynasty people are retarded idiots, and they're totally fake. They will, and they make millions of dollars, whatever. And I'm one of the few people who just like, I don't care. I say how it is, right? So I'm not like, oh my God, I cannot say this in public. And with the Scientologists, for me, the problem with Scientology is basically, I will never forget when I was in Munich, when I was 18 years old, and the people asked me to come in to do a test, and it was Scientology, right? And I did the test, and they say, you use only 20% of your. So I filled out the stuff, had a free coffee, and they said, you use only 20% of your brain capacity, right? Yeah. And then I told her, to the woman, I said back, no, but you used 100% of the brain capacity to sit here in a stupid office to make tests with idiots from the street. If for this you need 100% of your brain capacity, then I am way above you because I would never do that with only my 20%, you know? So, and they said, I'll go out, yeah? So I walked out. And the point is, for me, look, I'm an atheist. I don't believe in anything, right? I think God, everything, religion is completely bullshit. It's made up from humans. The Bible is a book wrote by humans that nobody walked ever over water, only if big stones under the surface. So, and all the religions are idiotic. This is per se. So, and for me, then, of course, I judge everything like that the fundamentalists are completely retarded, right? The Orthodox Jews, completely retarded. So for me, I also don't, basically, I think, yes, they have the access to it, but they don't use it. The informations we have, natural science, logic, rationalism, they basically don't use it in their lives. And this is the reason I think they are idiots. I have nothing against, if somebody says, I believe in God, because I don't know what happens when I'm dead or whatever, right? Okay, I don't know what happens also. Maybe there's a God. I don't know, right? I believe in being good and don't do criminal actions. And I believe in being not like attacking countries or doing war or hurting people or whatever. This is what I'm believing in. So, and with Scientology, I think the absolute absurdity of that religion is that it's the most, let's say, unjustified. Like L. Ron Hubbard is a C writer of shitty sci-fi books. How this could ever turn into a religion is absurd. It's totally absurd. It's a joke, right? And then the brainwashing things they're doing with the members, and they use people like John Travolta, who was like a drug addict and everything, and they helped him out of the drug thing, and now he's a Scientologist, whatever. And then you infiltrate people like strong people like Will Smith or Tom Cruise as front figures, and then they try to put that ideas like be a strong guy, whatever, like in their movies, right? I think it's a brainwashing, completely bullshit. And if I would run a studio, I would not work with Scientologists, period, right? Because I think it's dangerous what they do. It's a lot of people are like hold it in prison from them and stuff like this. And I mean, we from Germany, in a way, for us, Scientologists are criminals. If I would run a studio, I would not work with Scientologists, period, right? Because I think it's dangerous what they do. It's a lot of people are like hold it in prison from them and stuff like this. And I mean, we from Germany, in a way, for us, Scientologists are criminals. Like, and if you ask Merkel or whatever, every big political party in Germany and 99% of the public in Germany would say Scientologists are criminals. We don't want to have anything to do with them. And if they want a job in public sector, out, right? So this is how it is in Germany. And I think it's good that it's like this in Germany because they are fanatic, crazy people. So, and only because I say that, now everybody would say, I don't have anything to do with Uwe Boll anymore. And this is the thing that slimy Hollywood people, basically, they live from creating, basically, like kissing asses everywhere. As long as they can suck money out of somebody, right? The agent would never drop Tom Cruise because he's a moneymaker and he wants 10% of whatever he earns, right? So he will go with every bullshit Tom Cruise is doing behind the curtain of Scientology, you know? And this is the thing, and I don't have that gene in me, now I talk German, in me. I'm not scared to tell it how it is. And this is the reason I was always an outsider. And I'm always like the opposite to that kind of represented by Hollywood or being accepted by Hollywood.
But at the end, money talks. I mean, you wouldn't, that's why probably it works. The names work, then Tom Cruise is a moneymaker. So,
totally. And Tom Cruise did a lot of movies I watched and I enjoyed. And I think Tom Cruise and Will Smith and John Travolta are very good actors. I love John Travolta in Face Off, right? But
no,
that was a nice. This is your cell phone. Back to Sergio Leone. But this is the point. For me, it is just like I totally have love a lot of movies they did. So, but if I know somebody is in a sect or is kind of like in his private life, kind of different structured and kind of crazy, then I treat him like he is like ill, basically. Yeah. So if I have like drug addicts on my set, a lot of actors using drugs or whatever, for me, they're also, I cannot take them for full, basically. I know the guy is sick or ill, alcoholics or people, they take heavy drugs. So, and for me, it's like, I don't think they are like basically then on my level. And as a director or producer, I treat them like more like childs in a way, even if I feel sorry for them. And for me, the same would be like if I would have with Tom Cruise, I would love to sit down with him and discuss openly 90 minutes, like all kinds of stuff about Scientology and religion and. I'm not scared. I would do it with everybody. I have no problem with it. And I know I can put them into the corner. That they would lose the discussion, they would lose the argument, and this is the reason they would never do that with me. They do that with unexperienced small idiots. Because they have so much more money, people have full of respect. It's Will Smith or whatever, right? But I'm way more educated as Will Smith. I have a doctor in literature. I mean, I read thousands of books. I saw 25,000 movies or whatever. I just know way more as these guys about economy, philosophy, history. Period. So, and I can argument on the totally different level, on the scientific level, with any actor. This is the reason I was so pissed that nobody, about the Darfur thing, I never could sit with George Clooney or Matt Damon, the experts, whatever. They never answered me, whatever, because they were all scared to face maybe somebody who knows it better, the background. So, and this sounds arrogant, but when I get treated always as the biggest idiot on earth from press or whatever, right? And I just know, no, it's completely wrong. They're completely off track with me, And this is the thing. It's like kind of when you see now the response on the Kickstarter campaign. I think a lot of people they like me, but they don't take me for full. And this is a huge mistake if you have a guy in front of you who directed movies in the volume of $600 million and is since 20 years in business and never went bankrupt and paid all his bills and has enough money to never work again. Then you should think, maybe I should take that guy serious because he knows what he's doing, right? And this is a thing that I'm not the geeky idiot who had a lucky draw with one movie. In whatever I do is structure and long-term goals, right? So, and then I go for it for a long term. And this is the reason why I know Postal 2 is important, because I know there is nothing out like this. All the Seth Rogen comedies or whatever, they are funny, but they're never really hitting a nerve to say, no. I mean, where's the photo from the dead Bin Laden? Why is it not out? I mean, all the Navy SEALs have Apple iPhones. They could sold the photo from the dead Bin Laden for $10 million, and there's not one photo out. Because I'm not the only person who thinks there was no Bin Laden. Bin Laden was dead 5 years ago. But now they had to, because they found out, they had to make a big Hollywood drama out of it to celebrate the victory. I mean, can you imagine you do a press conference as Obama and say, we just found out 5 years ago Bin Laden died, kidney failure. Like how you look then? How the CIA look? How everybody looks. So I think it was a huge Hollywood drama bullshit what they did, and I think Bin Laden was dead years ago, pulverized by a drone or died on kidney failure. What a lot of people in Pakistan I know said that in Pakistan 5 years ago was a newspaper that Bin Laden died on kidney failure because he needed the dialysis, right? And he couldn't get it in the caves everywhere, and so he died. And before I don't see the dead guy, I don't see the dead Bin Laden. So it's like then I really don't believe the official version. And it's also a reason to put that in Postal 2, of course.
But his body was completely vaporized.
No, they throw him in the
ocean.
What?
In the ocean.
Yeah, I know. But if you think about it, you catch the most wanted guy on earth. And we had it before. We saw Saddam Hussein dying on camera, basically. We saw Gaddafi dying in Libya. So Ceausescu, whatever. We saw them all with photos of films dying. But Osama Bin Laden, we have nothing. And this is where we all know the Navy SEALs, they're going out of the Navy SEALs. They're greedy. They're writing a book about how to be a Navy SEAL. They all do that. Right, so but they don't show the photo. They don't have a photo of him. I mean, this is absurd, And then they bury him in Muslim tradition. Well, it's completely absurd. Since when is the Muslim tradition to throw people out of a helicopter or whatever in the ocean? I mean, it's the most absurd thing I ever read in my whole life. But we all go for it. We all believe it. And then in 5 years, 80% believe Edward Snowden is a spy and a Russian spy and whatever. No, so, and I mean, this is a thing where I think it's very important to write history, how history is, and to not get falling into the trap of that the mass media in the very end goes always with the flow of the politics. See it in Germany. Everybody was upset about Snowden. Now it disappeared out of the news because now the Assad-Syria thing comes up. And now Snowden is not so important anymore.
Uwe, I thank you very much. We can see you are a man of the extremes. No mainstream movie. Yourself, you are actually a boxer.
I boxed before, yeah.
You boxed before, and you're a doctor in literature, as you said. So that's quite extreme, isn't it? Quite a range.
Absolutely.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Yeah.